What's poppin', everyone? Welcome to the stream. And again, my camera is a bit funky. Let me see if I can fix this like last week. Aha, much better. All right. Let's fix this up. All right. What's up, everyone? Hope you had a fantastic week, and thank you for coming today. So on today's stream, we have a new project starting. Project that I've been doing on and off since actually university. So when I was studying 3D animation, I had this project of back then it was 5 warriors, but now Ador's idea came through and it was 7 warriors. So we had Paw, which is a wolf monk, Stomp, which is a bear Viking, Fang, if I'm not mistaken. Fang was a samurai fox, Tooth, a fencer mouse, Antlers, which is a elk knight, and I'm forgetting about two of them. Oh yes, Claw, which is a lion gladiator, and the last one I don't remember. I know there was 7. I think it was I was kind of touching every warrior in every fantasy universe that we know, but I can't remember the last one. Kind of wanted the knight. It was barbarian, but it's too close to the Viking, so maybe it was 6. I don't remember. Well then, so that's the project, and today we're doing Paw. So Paw actually did a version of him way before. I'm gonna show you that. Actually, gonna wait a little bit. But I did a version of him. At first he was skinny, and then I did another version. He was muscular, but I never finished it. And it's kind of Paw 2.3, 2.5, but I'll call it 2.0 since the first one never came through. And yeah, I'm gonna show you that in just a second. But let me show you a bit our progress on our chessboard. So we finished that up. Basically, all the design is done. 2.000123 exactly, Soma. That's the one. That's the one right there. Well, let me just having notification. Let me just take off this over here so you don't have that annoying sound. So yeah, 2.0001231. That's the one. We're gonna do Paw 2.0001231 today. So it's that's that. But yeah, coming back to the chessboard. So going from the lowest to the highest hierarchy, we have our infamous pawn. And now I think the lighting is really troublesome. Let me see if I can just turn on the lights over here. And hopefully I get a new webcam that can kind of fix this. I'm still reg. What if I put my phone? Feels like we're in the dark, but there's so much light. But let me just scooch over here and then back. So we have our little pond. You know what? I'm just gonna put back the light right here. Yeah, so really weird how it does that red thing. But if I just go like this, I'm just gonna try to show it to you guys without flashing. But we have our pond. We already see it. We have, then we can go with the rook since it's a statue. Nice statue. Then we have our bishop. Yeah. Alright. Old and wise bishop. Pretty cool. We have our knight. The infamous knight with his ram, which was really fun to do. And really fun to print and assemble together. We had our first, not the least, our king. Still in that clay resin that I was using in the beginning of the project. And now, the powerful, the mighty queen. I feel like it's too small for you to see. So luckily enough, we have the 75mm version. Hell yeah. So as you can see, they turn out really well. And they're gonna be available soon. I'm gonna start doing a Kickstarter, and if you're interested in that, just comment. Comment in our stream to see if you're interested in the Kickstarter. Like to know your opinion on this. There you go. So all these pieces. I'm interested. That's it, Soma. Let's go. So yeah, I'm gonna do a Kickstarter. I'm gonna start doing the whole thing, so it's gonna be available for you guys. You can have the digital file. There's gonna be some pledge rewards. So if you get in and you want to chip it a little amount, you get a discount on the price once it's released. I think if I scooch my camera here, I think that's better. Yeah. Sorry about the mess. We're still in moving stuff. But yeah. So you'll get a discount. Then afterwards, I believe the bracket afterwards will be the files themselves. So you can buy the files. You'll have the files for you, personal use. And then afterwards, if you're interested in selling those files, it will have a commercial license, which is going to be a bit pricier. But you'll be able to download them and sell the files. And then we'll have maybe 2 brackets, one for a chessboard style and one more for painting style. So we're gonna have one of each, 75 and 35, available for you for painting. And if you choose the chessboard version, you'll have 35s, but all of them ready for a chessboard game. So you'll have 8 pawn, 2 bishops, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 1 queen, 1 king, times 2, so you can play against each other. And yeah, and for the painting, you're gonna have 1 of each. So 1 king, 1 queen, 1 knight, 1 pawn, 1 rook, 1 bishop, and 35 and 75. That way you can paint even the small one that you can use on your D&D campaign or whatever tabletop game you're playing. And the 75 can be like a more heroic trophy that you can have in your collection. I think it's going to be nice. It's going to be exciting to have all of these going out. And the one printed, they're going to be limited. So there's going to be... I'm going to send out some some VIP invitation, so be on the lookout for this. And if you register, you're gonna have early access to the campaign and the Kickstarter, and that way you can pledge before everybody else, and you can reserve your reward also. I think that sounds nice. Now then, let's start our new project. So our new project, let's do this thing. Let me show you this. Very excited. So we have Paw. Paw, our monk wolf. Now this was version 2.2.0, we can say. And now we're doing the real 2.0. Because this was like, I started it, I didn't quite liked it, and also my anatomy was a bit too clunky, so it felt like this feels just like a box of clay that I just carved in without putting really the muscles on. Like this arm feels like a bubble, doesn't have really anatomy on it. Feels like it feels like I just went with the damn standard and I did a ball, and yeah, that's the muscle, right? So we're gonna polish this, and as you can see, I did the torso in one half, and I did the just the legs since we had the pants covering. So I want to do the full body. We never know. We're probably gonna change the design on the clothing. I like the wraps. I like the wraps that I did on the first version, and I'll remove the poly paint so we can see better. So the wraps like that, I think we're gonna keep something similar. Might be some ropes instead. And yeah, the tail will be big. That I want. Big tail. I think it's nice for a wolf like that. And I kind of want to keep also this this arch back traps. I have some reference that I want to share with you guys, but I also realized that there was one that I wanted, and it was actually about Wolverine. It was a Wolverine concept art. I'm not sure if it was a concept art or... Let's see. Just preparing on my other screen. Let me see. I think I had it already. I believe it was for this one. It's pure ref. Yeah. So that's. It wasn't. Yeah, it was kind of Wolverine and Sabretooth. So it looked like it was a. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna put it in my other file. And gonna show you everything together. There we go. All right. So every project needs some reference. Let me show you mine. So here, basic idea is to have a werewolf type body, humanoid werewolf, like this or like that. Or now these ones are AI generated, and I'm not a fan of using AI generated, but they give me the gist of the idea. So I'm just going to use them as reference. I'm not a fan of using those. Like this one also, we can clearly see that the pen over here saying it's AI, but we get the gist of the idea. That's pretty much what I want to convey. And now this is really interesting. This is something I kind of want. Broad shoulders, big arms, and the legs might be a little bit skinnier, since a wolf has skinny legs in the back like this. So something in the part of having thin legs, not too thin, right? We want still strong, a bit like this character in Dragon Ball Super. It was very nice to see. So it was pretty much the idea that started the whole thing. It's a fighter with he has two brothers, and it's like wolf. They call it the Wolf Brothers. So a humanoid wolf, and with some monk features. So we have the pants. Now this one looks to be chained up, so probably is a monk that was freed. Something like that, with some bandages. Not bandages, but like it looks like big socks. We're gonna kind of rip them so we can see the feet. And in terms of tattoo, it might be cool. Might be difficult to show on a 3D print, but just for our purpose, we can kind of make maybe two scars, or maybe not exactly this kind of tattoo, but it might be cool to have some element of tattooing on him. This armor looks nice. It feels like it was going to the same concept of starting a monk character. So we're probably gonna have some influence. Maybe those braces. Not sure. Maybe one shoulder pad might be cool. I think this one is directly inspired from Mr. Pandaria, World of Warcraft. So it might be a nice. The hat might be cool. Might be cool to have the hat attached in the back. This one looks really nice. It looks like a dark mage, okay, dark paladin without its sword. But yeah, cool. Oh, I kind of like the anatomy of this one, and of course we need some reference of wolves and actual live wolf. So we have these ones. I think I had another one. Yeah, he's right here. So this one over here. And we have a bunch of monk reference. Now, the one that I want to talk about was this reference. Looks like it was a thumbnail for a YouTube video. Unfortunately, I can't seem to remember what it was, but I think again this thing is AI generated, so I just want to use whatever I need on that. Not to really be a fan of using, but I feel like this kind of shape, this big shape, big chest, big torso, and a small legs, but toned. That's pretty much what we're going for. And again, if this is not AI generated, well, my bad. Also, we have the Hulk, Sabretooth from Rivals. So I'll just reference that we want, and these ones are kind of useful to see if we want more of a gigantic size or a smaller size. And I think we're gonna go about just a bit under 6 feet. AI shaming. Yeah, I'm not a fan of AI. I mean, it's useful, but it kind of defeats the purpose of hard work and going through the struggle and learning. You might not be sharing my opinion, but I feel like if I had so much difficulty trying to find reference that are not AI. It's like everywhere, so it defeats the purpose of being an artist and doing your concept art yourself. Yeah, it's a bit bummer, because if you're a concept artist and you've been studying for quite a while and you've been having some contracts, and then you get fewer and fewer contracts just because somebody types in wolf and they have a bunch of stuff, like, it's a bummer. And even when you use ChatGPT for like researching and stuff like that, at first Google was already a great tool, and it was kind of skipping a bit the process of doing your research. And now with ChatGPT and other AI, it's even faster than Google. So it has its plus and its minus. So let's start this big. let's move our reference in another page. And here, I kind of want to start it all over again, just to see where we can go. And maybe just doing a happy accident will lead us to something interesting. So we'll go with a new file. And here, what I'm gonna do is we have this sphere. I'm just gonna delete it, and I want just this over here. All right. Now let's do a little trick that you shouldn't be ashamed of. And it's hiring your reference directly in your file. Let me just put it in my reference. This one I want. Won't be too long. I just want to export one image. There we go. Save, export, selected image, and I would like to save it in our file. Ref here, and it's gonna be called. Let's go. So here, what you can do in ZBrush, you'll have the texture, and obviously it opened the screen on my other screen. But we're gonna find our little reference. There we go. So here, if I press Q, it's going to show me my reference that I have. And we're going to use the spotlight. And spotlight, what it does, it brings your reference directly in ZBrush. So I can move my reference. Right now I'm in the reference mode. And what I'm going to do over here is just going to see where's the center. Or roughly the center. So I'm kind of guiding myself with the deltoid. And I think that's gonna be good. So here I just wanted a little bit. Oh, what's that doing? That's interesting. I'm gonna. Nope. I don't know what the hell that I just did. I'm sorry. I never clicked this thing. What the hell is even that? Okay, give me a second. Let's just remove that. And we're gonna import another one. Let's see. There we go. What I wanted was opacity. That's the one. There we go. And now I can kind of place myself over here. And what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna scale it up. And if I don't want it, I just press the Shift Z and it should disappear. So here we're gonna start with just doing our sorry, just doing our little head. Just want to do a little shape that we can understand that this is the head. And what we're gonna do is pretty much doing the blocking with just spheres. So I'm duplicating stuff. Just want to do my quick elements. And then we're gonna adjust the size, adjust the muscles. Right over here. This is where the reference is going to be handy. Oops. Just a bit too opaque. There you go. So, hope you can see it, but I'm working with the scale that I have over here to create the torso. And this is pretty much the big oversized torso we're gonna have. You can see he's gonna have big ass straps. By the way, I hope you're doing great. Hope you had a fantastic week. I don't know if you have plans for this weekend. Let me know in the comments what's up in your life. So here, what I'm gonna do is I'll duplicate this part over here. Just move it a bit forward. So here we'll have the pictorial line over here, so I'm just gonna put myself a little line. Right around here. From here, I'm gonna add this little ball. No, actually, just gonna move things up. And I know it's ugly right now, but we're gonna make it happen. Yeah, this thing is super ugly right now. If today we can have a good idea of shapes and size that we want, it's gonna be a great start. Right here, I'm gonna push this down. And you might be thinking, oh, he's putting the reference in the back, he's cheating, he's copying. Everybody does it. And it's not cheating, it's just using your reference well. And this is just for the blocking. So if you really have a clear idea of what you want to do, just use the tools that you have at your disposal. Cheater. And that's all my week. I'll wait for Friday and watch your stream. That's great, Soma. Thank you very much. Very nice of you. You're an OG too. You've been here all the time. Every week, back to back. This guy's a legend. All right, so here for the arms, let's add another part. Add another sphere. I'll start with the shoulder. Oops. By the way, let me know if the music is loud. It is a bit louder in my headset, but if it's too loud, just let me know. Alright, so from here, now this is where you can't really have too much reliance on the reference, because you have to know a bit about your anatomy to do that. Just realized I was on symmetry. Here, he has his arm on the side. We're just gonna have it a little bit more lift off, so it's easier for us when we're gonna position him. And I think we're gonna do a different style since we're not using Character Creator. We might use their system for accu-rigging. I think I'm gonna do arms separately for just positioning purposes. It's gonna be easier, and the legs also. So we're gonna work on a torso one subtool, the head one subtool, arms one subtools, and legs one subtool, and the tail also one subtool. It's gonna be nice. I think it's gonna have that nice stylized look that we want. And yeah, let's give it a try. That over here, and just gonna bring this a bit forward. This here in Canada, it's a long weekend, so really excited to use all these days of day off. Probably still gonna work on one of those days, but it's always nice to have these days. So here I'm just gonna bring this over here, and I'm just gonna rotate outwards like that. I'm gonna try to shape just a little bit, not too much, because we're gonna go back afterwards. Just so you can clearly see over here. Oh, screenshot. Clearly see over here that the shoulder was going underneath. So just gonna fix those. There you go. Just having a little bit of shape for our muscles. For the arm. Now we know that the forearm climbs a little bit on that brachialis. This one up here. Here we have the bicep. Oh, he's a monk, right? So he does a lot of training, martial art training. This is pretty much an excuse to make all my characters muscular. Yeah. By the way, we're starting this project. It doesn't mean we're not gonna do the elf chessboard. It's just I realized that doing one project always on and on and on and on the same stream might be a bit too repetitive for you guys. So I think we're gonna switch things up. Someday might be this project. Someday might be the elf chessboard, just to keep things interesting for the stream. Alright, so that's that. For the hands, for now, we're just gonna create a, actually, you know what, I'm just gonna, just for now, I'm gonna grab this, and we're clearly gonna polish it. Look at those small fingers. And what I'm gonna do is, select these. And I'm just gonna append them. This is where? Oh. I'm just gonna put this, put them in the middle, bring it home. Oh my god, this hand was huge. Jesus. Alright, let's bring that over here. Let's bring that a bit over here. And it kind of feels wonky to have that here so polished, but we'll adjust it. And I think actually it might be too distractive for me. I'm just gonna remove it, and what I'll do is I'll just put a sphere. Gonna put it like that and do a little bit of rotation. And we're just gonna give it a somewhat hand shape. Yeah, something like this might be just enough so we can have an idea of where things are. Now we see that its chest is really big, so let's give him a bit more muscle on the arms, or bulkiness. Here, that's for the chest, and remember I wanted a little bit more traps, a little bit more like a hunchback werewolf. Alright, now then, let's move forward with the legs. Bring back our little reference, so just we have an idea how the legs are getting formed. Bring them a bit lower, do a little turn, a bit bigger. There we go. You can see he has a big torso. The leg's gonna be adjusted, but still have thick legs, right? Thick legs. Kind of needs those hips, so we're just gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna go back where it was a sphere Gonna use this as hips. I always feels weird to create the bottom part, because I tend to do like big butts, and they're gonna be covered. It's just, I don't know why, but if I don't do it, I can't understand the anatomy of it. Yep, I'm a perv. Yep. But yeah, so that, just gonna do that real quick, and I can place this leg a bit better, like so. And we can see character is slowly getting together. Alright, so let's go forward with these legs. Just move them like that, and move them like so. Let's save this file. Just gonna call it. I'm not gonna call him Paw 2.001231. Just gonna call him Paw. Cut him Paw blockouts. Gonna continue on just this version of Paw. That. I feel like his leg is a bit too long, because remember in our reference, not the Wolverine one, but over here, these wolf one feels like his quad is over here, then it goes to the second part of the leg and then the foot. This kind of Z thingy happening. So I think we're gonna aim something similar to this one. Fortunately, it's not the best resolution, but you can kind of get the gist of it. There we go. Just gonna smooth things up and switch it up. Just gonna keep this reference over here. Just gonna add those foot right away. So that way I know where he's gonna end his stance. And now these foots we're gonna have like little dog paw, like these. Like these. Like a wolf, right? But it might be interesting to have like these big paws in the back. We'll see. But I think for now I'm just gonna start with something like that. Oops, it's a bit too flat. Sorry, I'm a bit silent because I'm super focused on having these forms right. Alright, so we can see he's really tall right now. Well, let's merge these two together. I kind of want to short the whole thing up. There we go. Before, after. It's not too much, but it does the trick. Alright, so now that we have a bit of everything together, I just want to know the hands. I kind of want them separate. Because hands tend to be a bit more complicated if they're all in one joint. So let's grab this. Just want to bring them just a bit longer. There you go. It's a bit too much. Just like that. There we go. All right. Now here, just want to separate this one. These two. Split hidden, and now I have the head and the torso separate. And here for the neck, just gonna work the forms a little bit. Grab this over here, and I'm gonna start slowly building the wolf features that we have over here. bit wonky at first, but let's just start with something. I'm gonna add, can't see over here, so I'm gonna add, yeah. Gonna add a little sphere. Oh, I don't want this. I want this. Thank you. And we're gonna make our ears. Now we can see that it's like going on the side over here, right in the middle. And you have that little hole, little cave a bit. Gonna create the same kind of shape. And again, this is very, very early stage, so do not be discouraged. It'll look better. Also, one thing that I could do is use this reference and put it instead of this one. Just gonna keep as it is for the moment. Okay. Kind of looks like a big cat. Let's move everything together just a bit over here. We can give ourselves a little little reference for the fur. Now, definitely the head is too small, so we're gonna scale it up. And change the song because it's a bit too much right now. Just gonna change to something a little bit different. Alright, so from here we're gonna start building the actual anatomy. And you're gonna see it's gonna look a lot better in a few moments. Alright, so this we're gonna use it as our placeholder. And I'm gonna slowly add some geometry. Actually, we're gonna use this one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sculpt the muscle, and here we're gonna just remove a little bit of material, and slowly these primitive shape are gonna take places instead of the blocking we did. I feel like it's going to be an interesting way to make our body. Here I'm gonna need gonna go with this reference over here instead. Here we go. It just has to go a bit more inward, like so. Not gonna do the abs already. I'm just gonna start with the big muscles. Okay. Also use the one from the back over here. Now he has 3 arms. There we go. Can you do something like this? Here, just moving the shapes, making sure that we follow a bit what we had in our blocking. So this is like the traps and the lats attached together. I'm gonna bring those straps a bit forward. Just gonna hide these ones. Slowly building. That. And here, what I'll do is I'll use my insert primitive. So we can create the lumbar? No, not the lumbar. The abdomen, sorry. The abdomen over here. Not using all, not doing all the abs, but just a general shape. And you know, we're gonna hide arms. Abdomen will go a bit downwards over here. Smooth it, smooth a little bit so we can have that top ab action. Mirror and weld. Already we can see a little bit more of the muscular blockout we'll have. On this one we're just going to shorten it. And the fact that we're doing with the arms separate, it's exactly why I like this part right here. I can go underneath the arm without affecting everything. When it was time to do these ones, I had to select the arms and hide them and go back and forth, but now I can just toggle on and off whenever I want. So now here I'm gonna add another sphere right around here. I'm gonna scooch it. We're just gonna make it the not sure these ones are the obliques. They're don't really know the name by heart, but it's just the side abdomen. Not sure, really not sure. They're crucial for stability. Allowing us to rotate our torso. The obliques are pretty much inwards. I think it's another sort of obliques. Maybe not the ones that we're used to seeing. Oof, sorry, showing up when you're training, but yeah. Now I do remember in this reference, you can kind of see them over here. So we're gonna do a bit the same. Gonna make them pop out a little bit more. And from here, I'm just gonna try to create a nice V shape. Like so. Now the chest has to go over here, just a bit further. Now this nasty stuff gonna be hidden with the arms, but here, over here on the clavicular part, what I'm gonna do is just gonna hide this part and use this one to cover everything. Actually, we're gonna use this one. Yeah. Because remember, when you're flexing over here, you have that hole creating itself. Huh. Use this, gonna move this. There we go. So that's for our torso. Over here. Let's bring this. Oh, focus. Bring a bit so where we can see. Just gonna move a bit to where shape gives us a bit what we had on our reference. And now let's do the arms. So here, just gonna move these ones. I'm gonna add a sphere. This one over here. Just gonna add a sphere. Since it's mask, I'm gonna split mask point. Now I can focus on just the sphere without affecting everything else. And this is gonna be the front deltoid. So the front deltoid, we look, oops. If we look over here, it's attached to the collarbone, but it's also attached over here, and it goes right to the bicep. That's why when you raise your arm, it feels contracted. So yeah, exactly. So we're just gonna move these parts over here. This one goes right over here. And you're feeling it punch down, and I pretty much want this to be a punch down werewolf kind of thingy. Because he's used to walking on both hands and training in front and all that, so kind of want that little hunch thingy. Kind of like that that style. So here we're gonna create another sphere, and this one is gonna be our side delt. Gonna move this delt over here. There we go. We're gonna give some size to that shoulder. Most of the size of the shoulder is from the lateral head. Like so. And the rear delts are gonna come up right around here. Move this over here. Something like that. From here, the bicep, gonna move it backwards, and here I'm gonna add. I'm actually gonna add. Oh, that's good. A capsule. That way, it's already in the shape of the bicep. Obviously, it's not an exact long thing. Actually goes underneath over here. This part, although it is bumpy, it's not that bumpy for now. And we're gonna give some size to the bicep. go. Now we're gonna give some tricep action right here. A sphere that we're just gonna scooch. And people don't know this, but the tricep takes most of the upper arm itself. So when you see people with big arms and they stand just regularly, you can even see the tricep in the back. So we're gonna do that with our character. Tricep has kind of a horseshoe action right here. Like that. And we'll add already this little muscle right in between them called the brachialis. This actually attach itself a little bit to the forearm. And we can actually grab our move topology just so we can hide a little bit with the tricep, also the deltoid. Because the brachialis, unless you're like really skinny, you barely see it. Skinny and muscular. I don't even think you can see it on Arnold's double bicep pose that he's infamous for. Let's see. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Double bicep. From the back. Is that it? I think that's it. Give me a second. It's too small of a picture. I think that's gonna be better. Oops. Not even. Let's see if we can go. Yeah, so muscle we're talking about is this one right here. This little one over here. The rest is all tricep. This whole ball over here is tricep. So this little ball over here is the brachialis. I'm actually gonna bump it up just a bit. I know he's flexing on this picture, but we're just gonna convey the message that the muscle is there. Right here, just gonna polish things up. Now we have Arnold as our reference. You can pretty much see every goddamn muscle fiber. There we go. There. Let's give him some big arms, big bicep arms. Alright, so that's that. Might have to bring them up even more. Alright. So as for the tricep, we need the elbow. It's going to help us to find where everything else is going. So let's create, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's create this little thing. Gonna use this as the elbow. There we go. And from there, I'm gonna grab my capsule. It's actually a useful capsule. Let's go, and now we just squish and squash it so it fits. Little button as our elbow. There we go. And now the infamous forearm. It's always a bit tricky for me for the forearm. Let's see if we can have it on the first try. So we know that this part goes over here, it goes on the top, and attaches itself to the thumb, if I'm not mistaken. Let's double check. I'm always unsure with forearm anatomy. Yeah, that's yeah, that's it. Is that it? No, wait. For sculptures. Yeah, that was it. So here, I'm just gonna use this reference over here. And just so we can have another, this one over here. And while we're at it, we had this one, which is a nice inspiration for the style that we can go with. All right, so these ones. So we want the green part. Let's go on the other side so we can see exactly. Yeah, so I was pretty much dead on. Yeah, let's go. Clap, clap in the chat. All right. So here, I have this little ball over here. Not too much. And this one, I know it's attached right here. You can see it over here, this part. Did I? Oh, I kind of added to the wrong part, so just gonna grab this is my arm with muscles and this is my forearm. Merge down, no wait, merge this one down. There we go. And now this one, I just want to scooch it downwards. All right, now the other one, we have so we have the turquoise, which goes from here to here, right? Yeah, so it goes and attach himself to this one over here. So we're gonna go we're gonna go with our capsule. I hope you can kind of get the gist of where we're going with this little thing. Alright, so this one goes here and attaches itself right around here. This one is pretty big, and it goes right where the elbow is. As you can see, people, I'm not an expert, just a guy living a dream, making his own YouTube channel, making art. You don't need to know everything before starting. This is something I still struggle with, to just accept the learning curve while you're succeeding. All right, so here we have that purple one that we need to attach. Let's go with this one. Kind of have a I love this little capsule thing. It's really useful for muscles. Now, as you can see, it attaches over here, all this purple part. And lastly, we have that blue part. Yeah, so right here. Just gonna move it. That should be the blue one. If I'm not mistaken, the blue one takes quite a large part of the hand. And we're actually gonna bring this one a little bit more backwards. Just gonna smooth everything out together. There we go. So now if we remove that blocking point, alright, so now time to adjust everything. I don't know why, but it's not allowing me to move these parts. There we go. Finally. We'll have that curve, that little S curve. There we go. Kinda looks cool now. Kinda looks cool. And these hands, we're just gonna put them in a last relaxed position. So this purple part needs to go a bit more. A little bit more wider on this part over here. This is a nice way to know your anatomy and also to practice your well, practice your anatomy, yes, but also to have a good idea of where everything goes before committing to sculpting. And obviously all these parts, they're gonna merge together and they're gonna look a bit more uniform. Right now I'm just gonna inflate a little bit so we can have a bit more of a strong arm. Already looking way better than what we had before, except for the head also. And let's move up, move down to the legs. So legs, we're gonna use a little bit the same principle, legs anatomy, and this image right here is gonna help us a lot. Let's see if I can have it in a better resolution. It's from our boy Zaki George, very great artist that does these blockouts. Super useful. He sells these pre-made blockouts. I like to make mine eventually. I like to be like my own version. But was a fan of his work. It's very clean. Awfully satisfying to see. So let's grab some reference. All right, so this and this, we should be good. All right, so let's start. So let's go with the bottom first. Create the little cheek. It feels like a bit more of an oval over here. So let's turn it up, squish it. squash it and stretch it. Oh, I'm in an inflate. Like I said, we're not gonna see the bottom, but it's just a way to figure out where everything goes. And you're not supposed to do every time this. If you just want to start with a shape and just sculpt your way in, you can do that. I just thought myself it might be an interesting way to show you guys different way to work. The first way was with character creator, so it was really different. Now what I'm gonna do over here is this little muscle over here. Just gonna add I don't know why. Once continuous, thank you. There we go. So here we want to lock the start. Oops. Lock the start and bend the start. Okay. That goes over here, and that goes over here. Which actually continues a little bit more. And this goes right here. And this is going to be a separate part because I want the legs to be separate than the button. The button. Oh yeah. Let's do a little bit what we had over here with our elbow. Just gonna create a little knee. Actually, I'm gonna create a second one just so we can have an idea of where the tibia is going. No, just this one. All right. Let's bring our trusty capsules. So the quadricep forms the biggest muscles on the human body. We can smooth that up. Goes over here, smooth a little bit, smooth a lot over here. Gonna scale it up. There we go. And we might have to move this muscle just a bit more inwards so that this quadricep goes inwards. There we go. And now you have also this one, the one on the side. And what we're gonna do actually, we're gonna remove the arms because they're in my way, and the hands. Way better now. So if you just joined up, we're making a new project, a wolf monk called Paw, named Paw, yeah. And this is gonna be part of a sixth hero. I think there's a 7, I just don't remember which one it was. But a 6 hero project, 7 hero project. For every animal, they're gonna have a different style of warrior. I think it's gonna be a nice project to have in your 3D printing shelf. So here we have that, I think we're gonna use a sphere for this one. Yep. Oh. Have that little teardrop that you have close to the knee. That's the one when you extend, you see it inside your leg. And the red one over here is the one you see it on the outside of your leg. And you also have the quadricep. The quadricep has 4 muscle, and you have one inside these 3 that you cannot see. And together they form the Avengers. Alright, so that's that. Sorry. Legs a bit, the arms a bit scratchy. Alright, so let's create our calves. Okay, the legs are clean. Thank you very much, Soma. Thank you. And here we're gonna base ourselves on the wolves that we have over here. Now this one was a sculpted wolf. Let's grab some wolf reference with full body. See, something like this. So we can kind of guess that this part over here. All right, they have that little like skin thingy. Let's anatomy. So here feels like they have like some kind of muscle just close to their first knee. We can call it like that. Call it the hock. So here, let's see if we can have. I think that's gonna be good. So here, it's like their hamstrings are attached all the way to the middle part of this bone, and then they have like super small muscles. So I think we're gonna try to mimic this part just for the hamstrings, but because otherwise here this humanoid bottom we have, it won't work with this kind of bottom that we have over here. So trusty capsule. So the trusty capsule is gonna go just around here. Gonna create some kind of a shape like so. And I kind of want the same deal of anatomy. I'm just gonna bring these close to our human legs. So I kind of want this hamstring action. So we're gonna make another one right next to it. Aha. Aha. Oh. So it will look like kind of humanoid from the back, but we stick true to the wolf anatomy from the legs. It's kind of something I like to have is credibility in the anatomy, even though sometimes just the shape we can understand it and we don't need more. But I don't know, I have a certain prideness, let's say. Sorry. And making my work that actually works, has an anatomy that could work. So here we have this hamstring. It's right next to this muscle. So this one we're gonna bring it up right here. Just a bit more. And the wolf, we had it pretty much attached close to the middle part of the tibia. All right. So here, kind of want also these muscles to be attached close to the middle part of the tibia. Speaking of which, we're gonna thin that up. And we have these little extensor digitorum longus. We're gonna make them. There we go. So I think it's time to make ourselves another bone right here. like so. It's kind of attached right over here, and this one seems to be attached just underneath these ones. All right, something like that. Have a little bit of thinness. I'm not sure if these are just bones, but you can clearly see the red, like they're maybe tendons or other muscles. I think we can get away with just this kind of shape for the moment, and we'll sculpt them. Because for a little triangle like that and a small ball like this, I don't think it's worth it. What I think it's worth it, though, it's trying to separate these kind of in half, or at least trying to form them. We can understand that it's a paw. Because for your legs, you feel a little bit more muscles than on your arm, except for the forearm over here, which you can pretty much feel right over here. But the rest, like, feels chunky, right? But your legs, you can feel your knee, you can feel your tibia, you can feel your ankles. Like, the muscles are a bit more exposed, if we can say. And that's why I haven't go full-on muscle on the bottom part. I do want to give him a little bit more toughness on the legs, and I realized that we didn't go inside the legs, so let's go inside. Sorry. So for this part, we are gonna isolate this, and I think I'm just gonna focus on one side. So here we will have attached to the pelvis 1, 2, 3, 4 little muscles. Let's make that real quick and real easy. Grab this one, and now we can focus. Wait, just want to attach it at first, and now we don't need this anymore. There you go. There we go. So we're gonna grab these greens, auto groups. Wait, auto groups. Actually, no. I want these. I want this green, auto group. I want the beige and the blue. Control W, and I want this. There we go. Mirror and weld, and we have what we had before, but with our muscles. And if we put in our arms, right? Feels kind of cool, right? Let me save this nice work. Oops. Just want to save this one. This one over here. There we go. It's gonna be torso. Now, if you don't mind, people, I'll be. Oh, actually, we're pretty much done in 8 minutes. So I'll just hold it. It's fine. It was pretty much a bathroom break, but pretty much gonna end it right away. So, a little blocking for our paw 2.0001231. Shout out to my boy Soma. So, yeah, a nice 2.0 version of the character that I did when I was young and studying in animation. Now we have all these parts separate, easy to manipulate. Probably gonna work on it off stream, and show you the progress. It's already look like a roof. It's crazy. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, my boy Soma. Thank you for coming in every week. And thank you for everyone who was today on the stream. I really appreciate it. Let me just switch cams. Always a pleasure. So stay tuned for these the Kickstarter for the Mighty Dwarf chessboard. Big hearts to you, my man. And yeah, so thank you for being here. Leave a like, comment, and if it's not already done, subscribe and share it. Share it to everybody that you're in your surroundings. I'd love to have more people to the party, and to share the work for you guys, and also to be available to give to you these little puppies. On this note, hope you have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy, and I'll see you next week.